Hello,
Right.
everybody. Thank you so much for joining in today. My name is Zanzi, and I'm the host of the Showcase AMA series here on the Polygon Discord. Today, we got some special guests coming in from Biconomy. How are you guys doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing well. Sorry, doing good is grammatically incorrect, I think. And Divya is also doing well, but her audio not so much. So I think it's just going to be me today chatting with you all. Um, yeah, we've been building a bunch of different cool things for about 3 years now. I've been with Biconomy for a year. We are an infra project. So yeah, at the core of things, uh, you know, much like Polygon, but in a different way.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm super excited to have you both here. Hopefully, Divya can get her audio sorted. If not, no worries. Um, I always like to kick this off by doing some introductions. So, I'm curious, Rick, what is your backstory? What were you doing before you got into the Web3 space, and what brought you into the space?
Sure, sure. So before this, I was working as an analyst in a company I'm pretty sure you're aware of. It's called Capital One. It's an American Canadian bank. Uh, yeah, so I was there as a data science and analytics sort of position for 3 years. Uh, in kind of my last year there, I was more and more drawn to crypto. I was obviously investing myself as well, but also doing research and learning about things. um, Towards the end of 21, I kind of wanted to dive in and go full time into the space, and that's where I got this opportunity to do this at Biconomy. Yeah, I already had a friend who was working here as a developer and had heard great things about the company. So I joined. My role here is a growth lead for Hyphen, which is our cross chain bridge. So yeah, in my role, I do BD for the product and for Biconomy as a whole. I kind of help drive product strategy as well. And yeah, in a startup, you wear a bunch of different hats, so and do a bunch of other things as well.
Cool, cool. So when did Biconomy first start out, and what was the inspiration for it? What kind of problems is Biconomy currently solving?
Sure, sure. So Biconomy started off over 3 years ago now. So the three of our founders, uh, basically friends, right? The first thing they kind of did together was, I think, run Node for Tezos back in the day. But yeah, they were basically uh, dabbling in things in the space, trying to see what they can build. But quickly they kind of gravitated towards understanding the problems that developers are facing in the space. So uh, at Biconomy, we've always been developer centric. Like the products we build are for developers. So we don't really do a lot of kind of user facing stuff. We build SDKs and tools for developers. So that's where we started things from as well. Our first product was Gasless. It's been live for 3 years now. Um, with Gasless, you as a developer, as a project, can sponsor the gas fees for your end users on your app. So it essentially allows for a level of UX simplification to make your Web3 application feel and use more Web2, and makes it more streamlined and more frictionless to use. So okay, I think we have Divya now.
Hey
Divya,
guys, can you hear me?
wow, yeah,
We can hear you.
Oh, finally.
well
Sorry
done.
for thanks.
Yeah, yeah,
Did you want to
uh,
introduce yourself?
yeah.
Yeah,
Let's do that.
I'll quickly go. So yeah, my name is Divya. I'm a lead blockchain engineer at Biconomy. So before Biconomy, I was in Web2 space working in MNCs for 5 years. And in 2019, I started exploring Web3 and found it interesting and challenging. And then I left my job, did some freelancing for 5 months and learned this Web3 stack and joined my first Web3 company, which is Biconomy. So now it's been 3 years since I've been in Biconomy, and I started my journey with Gasless product, which was the first product by Biconomy. And now me and my team are working and building Hyphen, which is a cross-chain asset transfer platform. Yeah.
Yeah, so that kind of slides right into where I was in describing the Biconomy journey as well, right?
Yeah.
Gasless live for 3 years. Uh, yeah, bunch of different massive applications, especially on Polygon projects like Decentraland, Sandbox, Zrun, and even like exchanges like Define, all kind of using Biconomy Gasless, right? And then around this point last year, we diversified a bit and we started Hyphen, which is this cross-chain liquidity bridge. We started off Hyphen as a Polygon in Ethereum bridge, so fast transfers between those two. But yeah, now we are live on 7 different EVM networks, and using Hyphen, you can move your stablecoins and ETH across these in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, that's incredible. It's really exciting. Um, I got a, before we jump into a hyphen, I got a question about the gasless transactions. I noticed you have a testimonial from Coder Dan on your website. So I was just wondering, like, how did he use the gasless transactions, and like, how are some of these other projects using them?
So for Gasless, we have SDK and we have API collection also. And so basically, if dApps want to integrate Gasless, they can directly include SDK. But if they don't want to go for the SDK because some projects are not Node.js compatible, so they can use the APIs directly. That's how they can do that. So basically, it's just in SDK a method and in API basically a API where you call this API and you mention that you want to send this transaction to this blockchain and this is the data, and you just send, instead of sending it directly to the blockchain, you send it to Biconomy, and which intercepts this incoming transaction. Then our relayers, which we are running basically, they wrap those, pay for these transactions on users behalf. So user on the incoming side, they just have to sign this message. So when they are sending this transaction, they just sign this transaction and send it to relayer. And relayer is just any EOA address, you can say. So these relayers basically, they send this transaction to the blockchain and pay for these transactions on users behalf. So ultimately, users don't have to, in this whole flow, users don't have to pay for any kind of gas fee from starting to end. So this is like that. And how we Biconomy is taking care of, because obviously we are paying for the, our relayers are paying for the gas fee. So basically, instead of asking for users to pay for the gas fee, we asked whatever dApp they are using, that platform is sponsoring their users gas fee basically.
Yeah, and to answer more specifically to what you asked with coded and on Avegochi, we had gasless petting. So that's kind of how they were using it. So uh, like different projects do different things. For example, right now Zrun on Polygon is completely gasless, so all the functions on Zrun are gasless. Um, Avigochi chose to make one part of it gasless because that's the first step. So they didn't want new users to get intimidated by gas, right?
Hmm.
Um, Similarly, there's others like Decentraland who've made everything gasless, and some others who've made only certain parts of their application gasless. So you can think of it as a way to either completely simplify the UX by removing the gas complexities, or only giving that feature when you feel like that this is maybe a barrier to entry for new users who may not know so much about Web3 and on-chain transactions.
Yeah, that's really cool. It sounds like gaming projects really benefit a lot from this by making it more affordable to use their services. Are there any other like types of projects that you see really benefiting from this? Like any specific examples you could name?
Yeah, so we have a lot of traction on gaming projects. I think you're very correct in identifying that. But at its core, absolutely every type of project has used us. So we have like basic exchanges, right? How many times have you gone to a new chain, bridged over your USDC, and then found out that you don't have gas, so you can't actually do anything with that USDC, right? So there's projects, there's exchanges. There's one on Moonbeam called Stella Swap, who using our infra gave gasless swaps to their users, so that when someone's bridging over any tokens to the chain for the first time and they don't have, let's say, the Glimmer token to pay for gas, then you can gaslessly swap and buy some Glimmer with that USDC, right? Um, and such use cases are innumerable. Like wherever you feel that there is a kind of friction that arises due to the customer having to think about gas, source gas, set gas fees, and sign a transaction, like it's a friction point, right? So you can just remove that, and that's kind of why we've seen projects from all spheres integrate with gasless.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It sounds like it really improves the user experience, especially like if I were to, yeah, bridge and not have any gas fees, being able to just purchase the gas token after I bridge. That's a huge convenience.
Yep.
So what about Hyphen? Like, what's that all about?
Yep. So Hyphen is a liquidity bridge, right? Like I said, using it, you can just transfer your funds from one chain to another. I will go live again then and yeah, share my screen so that you guys can see. Um, I already showed you this video. This is a fun video to look at. Uh, but yeah, Hyphen is
Oh,
a
right
bridge.
now we're just seeing your Discord.
Oh, okay. That is unfortunate. Yeah, I'm not too good at this yet, but let me try again.
Yeah, no worries. There's like two modes, so there's like share screen or share
Yeah,
window.
I understood that. Yep. So here, I think we can kind of see what Hyphen offers that is maybe a bit different or a bit better than some other bridging solutions. So first off, it's a liquidity bridge, right? We don't mint our own token standards, which means that the, let's say, USDC that you will get on Polygon from Hyphen is going to be the Polygon native bridge USDC. So the POS bridge wrapped USDC is what you're going to get. Same with ETH, right? We use those native bridge standards on all chains. So there is less liquidity fragmentation. Um, so we kind of work closely with these ecosystems themselves, right? So we are not a direct competitor to, let's say, the Polygon POS bridge, but basically a synergetic layer on top of it. So first off, Hyphen is faster and cheaper than kind of most bridges out there. Definitely faster than every bridge out there. Most of our transfers happen in 30 to 40 seconds. Uh, Cheaper, we are usually like in terms of gas, in terms of Ethereum gas, we are always cheaper than all other bridges because of our smart contracts being very gas efficient. Um, Also, with we've got a widget that you can plug into your application. We've got SDK and APIs that you can plug into your application to kind of, you know, offer these functionalities in your dApp itself. So whether you want to plug it in as a widget and offer in-dApp bridging, or you want to use our APIs or SDK to offer bridging under the hood, right? So all these things are possible. Plus, we've got the gasless module integrated as well. So you can see this is the Hyphen bridge, right? You can see Go Gasless here. So we have it currently only enabled on Polygon. So if you're moving your funds from Polygon to some other chain, you kind of, you know, we are the ones sponsoring gas there. So yeah, I'll actually show you guys a bridge transfer as well, and let's do one thing. Let's look at what the Hyphen widget looks like. So this is one of our partner projects. Um, they integrated with the Hyphen widget, right? So here, this is not under the hood bridging. The user still has to go and do the bridging themselves, but they don't have to go and open a website, a new website to do that, right? This is happening inside the application itself. So this is kind of how our thinking is, that this is where the space is going to move to, where in Web 2, you don't leave the application to do a payment, right? So in Web 3 as well, bridging should happen in app, and you should not have to leave and go somewhere else to do that. I think I went on a bit of a monologue. But as you can see, this entire video is 1 minute. The transfer here happens in around 30 seconds. Yeah, so as quick as we can possibly make it while still having some confirmations on chain.
Sweet, this is pretty exciting.
Yeah, adding to that, so for now, which Rick mentioned that it's right now asset transfer bridge, but soon people will be able to, explore more, cross-chain aspects with Hyphen. Currently, we are trying to ship cross-chain message passing along with this asset transfer by end of this month. So let's hope that goes well. So with that, people will be able to, users will be able to transfer their funds, call the, dApps smart contract to do some action or buy some NFT, do some staking, etc. These kind of features. So yeah, that is the new roadmap, future roadmap for us.
Yep. I'll also do a bridge transfer here to just show you all how it looks like. Um, yeah, it's always scary doing a live demo, but let's see how this goes.
I'm crossing my fingers.
Yeah. Plus, apparently, this is the first time I'm using Hyphen on Phantom, so good for me. I haven't used Phantom in a while. Anyway, yeah, the approve's done, so it's time to bridge.
Mm.
Yeah. So how the bridge works essentially is we have liquidity pools for all these tokens. So USDC, USDT, wrapped ETH, and actually ETH on mainnet. So we have got already liquidity pools for them with these tokens in there. So when a user makes the deposit, when I made this number two here, deposit, basically we have nodes at the backend who are listening to this deposit event, and then once the deposit happens, they kind of, the executor nodes relay the funds from the destination chain smart contract to my wallet. So that was wow. Okay, that's, it's not usually this quick. It's usually 10-15 seconds. Yeah, I think, Divya, do we still have that rewards program running for the fastest Hyphen bridge? I think,
No. But
yeah.
this time actually it's majorly because each blockchain has their own time
Yeah.
running. So sometime it comes as -1 also because on both blockchains the timing is a bit different. So when we subtract that, it comes as this much. But yeah, 10 to 15 is the optimal
Gold
one.
standard.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is nice. 8 seconds, no time to waste, right? And I think there was some question about our kind of SDK or API integrations as well. I already showed you what the widget integration looks like. I'll just quickly show you uh, what this looks like, what API integration looks like. So Zedrun is another Polygon app, right? And yeah, they essentially are using Hyphen as well. So what they did is, they, in their game, you kind of need ETH on Polygon to play the game. Uh, Now, if you don't have ETH on Polygon, like I don't apparently, I can simply transfer over from Ethereum to Polygon. So at the back end, they are using Hyphen APIs. As you can see, they've written that here. And yeah, I can just transfer all my ETH, which I'm not gonna do because I don't have a lot of ETH. Uh, but yeah, that's how you can kind of use our APIs as well to do transfers.
Fantastic. Yeah, so I'd imagine there's probably a lot of people implementing this into their own dApps.
Yeah, yeah. So some of our power users, like I already showed you two of the biggest applications who have this in app. Um, There's also right now a lot of bridge aggregators who are kind of integrating with these, and we have like a few more projects who have already done this, and a couple who are working on this right now. Um, so yeah, I mean it's really useful to not make your user go to other places and bridge and come back, right? Uh, it's just much better UX if you can do that in app, and even better UX if you can do that under the hood. With the new cross-chain messaging stuff that Divya mentioned, we can actually do even more. So we can do things like one-click cross-chain transactions. So it'll give you like a chainless sort of experience where you don't need to know which chain you are on and which chain your transaction is on, right? As an end user, you can just take all those things under the hood and solve for it.
Fantastic. So AK Devs is asking, can you show documentation or code to integrate? So I'm wondering, like right now, say I was a developer, could I just hop into the Biconomy Discord and start figuring out how to integrate this into my own dev?
For sure. I've already posted the link in the chat. Go through our docs. It should be super easy to integrate with Hyphen. Uh, and yeah, you can always come to our Discord and trouble Divya if you have any questions at the technical end. And if you want to have a chat with me as well, like always up for discussions. Because right now, obviously, we have these docs. You can just plug and play the APIs or the SDK and go to town. But we are also working on kind of new things that are still in beta, right? So if you're interested in doing those as well, feel free to ping me, ping Divya, and we can get going.
Fantastic. And Aditya's got an interesting question here. Like considering your whole offering like a wide suite of services, he's wondering, does Biconomy categorize itself as a bridge or as a layer zero? I believe that's what he means by
Yeah.
L0. Then I don't know,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on that and like layer zero?
Yeah, that's a super amazing question. I think uh, uh, so. First off, I'll say categorization is something that we let market and researchers and so on to kind of decide. Uh, so we are a liquidity bridge, right? Uh, a layer zero is mm, so my question here would be: do you believe layer zero is a layer zero, or do you believe something like Polkadot or Cosmos is a layer zero, right? Because what layer zero is doing is essentially messaging across these different chains. Um, Polkadot similar, but restricted to their own ecosystem, restricted to around their parachain stuff with the main Polkadot chain, similar to Cosmos with IBC and the Cosmos Hub. Uh, with Biconomy, how it is going is slightly different in the sense that our network is going to be one of a relayer network, right? So these are the relayers that are transferring funds from the Hyphen liquidity pools to your wallets. These are the relayers that are picking up those gasless transactions and submitting them on chain. So our network is essentially going to be a multi-chain relayer network where we have relayers on all chains. They talk to each other. Um, right now, we are still building this network out. So we are not actually building a chain uh, like Polkadot or like some other bridges are building. Uh, we are just with Hyphen, we are a liquidity layer on top of stuff, and with our relay network and other things we are building around Hyphen, it's more close to message passing, but without necessarily building out a chain. So we are definitely not an L1 or an L2. We are definitely a liquidity bridge, and we are in a certain sense an L0.
So L0, I would say it's more towards when you are working with the miners and these in depth with the protocol. So L1 is like Ethereum, and L2s are like these other chains like Optimism and Arbitrum,
So
etc.
does that mean layer zero is not a layer zero?
That is, I think that they have this name as layer zero, but it's not layer zero.
Got it. Okay,
So
fair.
for Hyphen is basically on the application layer, I would say. So we are building for dApps and who are on a layer two or layer one, but we are on the application layer infrastructure layer. You can say that.
Yeah, so a bridge would be
Yeah,
a good categorization.
yeah.
Do we have someone else from a bridge? I see someone with an Elk Finance sort of logo. So yeah, maybe we have other bridgers here as well. Nice.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And yeah, that was all really interesting to think about. That was an interesting discussion. AK Devs is saying he likes the concept of cross chain messaging. Does this mean you will have smart contract on multiple chains and pass messages across and provide an API endpoint?
So, is this I can take. So for cross-chain message passing, basically, so Biconomy is integrating with these protocols like Wormhole and XLR. These protocols have their own gateway contracts and etc. Where when there is a deposit, they do some verification and put the signature on those on some VAA, and from there, any user or executor or relayer can pick up that message and relate towards the this gateway contract. So we won't have any contract apart from Hyphen contract, but this right now in Hyphen we have our watchtowers running, we have our executors who are doing the exit transaction. But once this message cross chain messaging will be there, these things will be removed, the trust factor from Biconomy will be removed. We'll be relying on these wormholes, XLR, bridge, Abacus is also we are talking to. So we'll be using leveraging these protocols to do this message passing basically.
Did you say Axelar?
Yeah, XLR.
Oh, okay, very cool. I'm familiar with them. I met them previously at a conference. That's exciting. Um, cool. So I guess my question about Hyphen would be like, what do you see as its like key advantages like over other bridges? Like, what helps it stand out from its competition?
Yeah, I think right now the biggest feature kind of we can say is that we are the fastest bridge out there. I mean, you guys already saw. I don't think any bridge even comes close to having transfers this fast. Um, Other than that, we are also quite cheap. Uh, like the average bridge fee is just 0.06%. Uh, and on top of that, we are very gas efficient. So for any transactions to or from Ethereum, users tend to prefer us quite often. Um, Another thing is we have gas feature on Polygon. So again, I don't think any other bridge has that ability where even if you don't have Matic, you are able to use the bridge on Polygon, right? So that's kind of what comes to mind. I think you were saying something, Divya?
No, no.
I think another thing you could add to that list is maybe the yields. It looks like there's some pretty good pools to deposit on here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the other side of Hyphen where uh, how is Hyphen working, right? We have liquidity pools. So right now we have got a bunch of different pools open for the community, uh, and quite a few of them have solid yields. We have like given Bico farm yields on top of that, so we're doing liquidity mining, but even the fee APYs on some of these pools are quite good. Go ahead, Divya. I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, for these pools and farms, so whatever transfers, deposit and exits we are doing, we are taking a part of that transfer, and that is being shared between LPs. Plus, there is an incentive pool, which I want to mention here. So, with basically we have pools on both the sides. I mean, on source chain and destination chain, and we have this dynamic fee model where whoever, so if the transfer is all the transfers are one sided, and whoever is doing the transaction on in the opposite direction, because if the transactions are in one direction like Polygon to Ethereum, my Polygon pool is getting filled up, it's going up and up, and Ethereum pool is going down. So whoever is doing transfer from Ethereum to Polygon in the opposite direction, because he's helping us reach to the equilibrium, reach, I mean, helping us fill up our pool back to normal state, we'll be rewarding them on the exit side. So this is a very good opportunity for the users and the arbitrageurs. They can, keep an eye on those, I mean, all the pools, and find out the route where it's maximum beneficial. So there has been cases where we can see, I mean, we are transferring like 10k by core 10k USDC, and on the other side you are getting, apart from all the fee cut, all the transaction, gas price, etc., the final amount is huge. I mean, it's 500 extra, 500 USDC, 1000 USDC extra on the other side. So yeah.
Yeah, thanks for mentioning this, Divya. I wanted to show this as well. So right now, yeah, I just checked what pools have this right now. Only the Ethereum Bico pool is in deficit. But as you can see, if I had 100k Bico that I wanted to transfer, I could earn 100 Bico on top of that, right? So even if I transfer something much smaller, like 1000 Bico, I would still be earning a small amount extra, right? So I literally get paid to bridge my funds. So this is essentially us incentivizing the market to keep the pools balanced. And yeah, it's quite useful for you as a user if you wanted to bridge somewhere anyway and you find out that you'll actually get paid to bridge there.
Awesome. So my next question would be about like security. So I think of like previous bridge exploits. You know, there was the Ronin bridge exploit, the wormhole bridge, and I believe it was the Nomad bridge. I think there's been actually like $2 billion worth of like bridge exploits this year. It's probably the most like exploited type of DApp in all of DeFi. Like, what are your thoughts about that, and like what kind of like measures do you have in place, like security measures to prevent like anything along those lines happening to you?
Yeah, for the security thing, we have a auditing firm completely onboarded with us. It's not a one time, I mean, monthly package kind of thing. We have onboarded them for the whole year. So whatever small or big change is going on the contract, on the back end, on any platform we have, whether it's servers, whether it's your contracts or database, everything is being audited by them. Even right now also, Hellborn guys are fully doing pen testing on our platform, and finding these critical or high priority changes we need to do to make the system more secure. And apart from that, we have also done C4 audit, where, because we have these open dev communities where these white hat hackers are there, and you can just put up bounties there, and they actually help you guys, I mean, as a protocol, they help us to find us a lot of, not trans I mean asset related issues, but yeah, a lot of config related issues they helped us find. I think recently, 2 3 weeks back, they finally released the reports also, whatever we had, whatever findings they had with us, so we did the changes along with them. Apart from that, we also have a safety module, because obviously we have these liquidity pools, and people are putting money there and providing us liquidity. So on top of that, we have this safety module, which is basically staking of Bico, where user can put Bicos and earn rewards. But ultimately, if something goes wrong here with the liquidity, we are always ready to compensate the uh, our liquidity providers on this site.
Yeah, yeah. The safety module I think is a super cool feature that not a lot of projects are doing. Not enough projects are doing, especially in the bridging space. And I think it's a good backstop to have. I've pasted the C4 kind of bounty audit report here Uh, for other audit reports, you can always go to our docs.biconomy.io to check them out. Um, Another point I wanted to highlight was that we focus on capital efficiency because of this very reason. We have less than 8 million in our bridge. We have, I think, 7.5, even less than $7.5 million in TVL in our bridge. While in the month of August, we did over $32 million in volume. So we are very, very capital efficient in how we go about things. And this is very important because we don't want to have a lot of TVL and make us a target for hackers. If we can do 30, 40, $50 million in volume, and right now we are not even close to how capital efficient we want to be. I know that we can do more. So when we are running at this high capital efficiency, we are able to do as more volume in a day than maybe we have in TVL, right? So that makes us less of a target for hackers, and risk is essentially that, right? That what is the probability of a hack happening? And due to having a lower TVL, that probability reduces, I think, quite a bit compared to other protocols. Also, as a liquidity bridge, user funds are rarely at risk. It's the LPs who are kind of risking their funds, right, by LPing into our pool. So user funds are not going to be at risk, unlike the Nomad or Axie incidents that happened.
Hmm. Correct.
Yeah, I think those are some really good things to clarify on. That makes a lot of sense. It sounds like there's a lot in place to like make sure everything's really secure and safe. Between the audits and pen testing and all the different mechanisms you have in place. And you're talking about the Biconomy token, so I'm like, now I'm curious about that. Like, I'm wondering like how the Biconomy token is utilized by the DApp, and like what are the tokenomics behind it?
So we launched the Biconomy token mainly as a governance token for the Biconomy DAO. Right now, how it's being used in the app is for doing liquidity mining for the Hyphen bridge. So yeah, we've scaled back on liquidity mining because we have a lot of native yield itself. So there's no need to kind of give off a lot of Bico tokens. But essentially, right now, with the token itself, the use cases are uh, governance, and then from our point of view, being able to spend it for liquidity mining and in terms of DAO grants, right? uh, Moving forward, I mentioned the relay network. That's something that is being stood up, and the tokenomics is being worked on as we speak. So Biconomy runs relays, right? That's what our specialty is. We've been doing that for years. And this relay network essentially is going to be kind of governed and incentivized and moderated by this token.
Cool, cool. All right, yeah, that's pretty exciting. Um, and yeah, that explains part of why like your yields are so good on your platform.
Yeah. So around 5-6% of the total numbers you see are from Bico token. The rest of that is out of the bridge fees. So, for example, we have the USDC Polygon pool, which is at 13.8%. Out of that, 7% is Bico yield, and 6.5 is, native kind of bridge fee yield.
Yeah, it looks like you have a ton of backers. You've made like tons of partnerships, and you're on multiple different chains. Um, I'm curious, like, what is still in the roadmap for you guys? Like, what are your plans to, I don't know, scale up even further than you already are? Like,
Yeah, so I think Divya mentioned one key part of it. We are working on this cross-chain messaging protocol, which will allow us, while working with these other general-purpose messaging protocols, to do more new exciting things like cross-chain contract calls and batched cross-chain transactions. So you can do things like one-click buying of NFTs from one chain to another. Like I could have my funds on, say, Avalanche, but I want to buy a Polygon NFT, I can do that one click. And how that will work is, let's say, with Hyphen, first your liquidity gets bridged, and then with the general messaging, your message call data is passed, and you have a cross-chain smart contract call, right, to make that purchase itself. So that is one aspect of things. Another thing is we are working on the decentralized relay network for both products like Gasless Hyphen, both kind of will be using this decentralized relay network. We're also working on some a new product, kind of a new SDK that will allow dApps to give a completely Web2 like UX, but it'll all be on chain and decentralized. So that is a key release that is coming up in about a month or month and a half. Still under the wraps, but yeah, keep your eyes on our Twitter, on our Discord, and you'll find out more about it.
Yeah, that's a lot of really exciting use cases, and it had me thinking like I don't know, maybe this sounds like a weird comparison, but Chainlink is something that is kind of like the standard in DeFi. Like so many different people, projects use it. Like the vast majority use it as an Oracle service. Like I'm wondering if you think that Biconomy could eventually like occupy like a similar position in DeFi where like so many projects are just tapping into your products.
Yeah, I
Yes.
mean,
Yeah.
go for it. Go for it, Divya.
Yeah, since three, I mean, since Biconomy started, our only vision is that every transaction, be it on single chain, be it cross chain, multi chain, it has to be from Biconomy. So that is the vision we are. I mean, we were working in 3 years, and this is still our final vision that we'll be supporting all the chains, all the transaction, uh, DeFi, NFT, cross chain, multi chain, everything has to be from my economy. Yeah.
Yeah, so you mentioned Chainlink, right? It's a good, great comparison for us, but Chainlink
Yeah.
is oracles, right? But what do you need? Oracles give you information, but you need someone to execute on that, right? So oracles provide that information and relayers execute on that, whatever transaction is needed. So if Chainlink is kind of the oracle service everyone uses, then we want Biconomy to be the relayer service that everyone uses. And I
Yeah.
think as time moves on, and I'm sure you've seen the kind of talk about account abstraction, relay services are going to be more and more used. So we do believe that this sort of vision that we can, whoever is doing a transaction, whatever is kind of happening, whether that is NFT or DeFi, the transaction is kind of relayed by the Biconomy relayer network, which even you can be a part of, and you can also run relays for the Biconomy relayer network, right? So right now we are still working on this entire decentralized relayer network, but yeah, it'll be out soon, and very soon you too can run a relayer in our network and kind of earn from it and ensure that your transactions are relayed the way you want them to be.
Yep.
Also quickly, like we talked about how where we want Biconomy to reach as well, but our mission as a project is onboarding the next billion users onto Web3, and this is kind of where we come from, that dApps today are not very easy to use, but with our infra they can be more easy to use, and we've already onboarded 2.5 million first time Web3 users who had never done an on-chain transaction before. So, yeah, we are kind of taking baby steps towards reaching that target.
Awesome. Thank you so much for helping me see the vision. And I think it's really cool that we have a mutual goal, right? Because Polygon's goal is to, bring mass adoption to Ethereum and like particularly like scale it up to the point where we're able to onboard the next 1 billion users. So that's really cool. We're like hand in hand with the same objective, same goal. Um, yeah, so this has been great. I'm wondering, like, is there anything that you guys want to talk about that we haven't already?
Uh, yeah, I think we have a question in the chat uh, asking us about how the crypto winter is treating us. We'll get there, but before that, I just wanted to say that uh, we have been building some of these new things as well. So we will have more and more announcements coming out in the coming weeks and months. So do follow us on Twitter and Discord, and yeah, join our Discord, join our dev community. We obviously don't have as vibrant a community as Polygons, but we are working towards it, right? And you joining will definitely help us. So please do that. Hoping to see you there, hoping to engage with you there. I personally hang out a bit more on the Telegram group. Uh, but yeah, I think Divya's more often in the Discord, so you can catch her there and ask her tons of questions. Um, with this question about the crypto winter, uh, we are actually not too badly affected because we had a decent token raise, and yeah, we have a good runway and we are focused on building. So we've still been hiring through the past months. We still have open positions actually, uh, tech positions as well. I think one backend and one front end, right, Divya?
I think two front end, two back end
Two front
now.
end, great. So yeah, we do have open positions. We're still hiring. We're still looking to expand and grow and build. So that is definitely there. In terms of negative growth, I won't say we've seen negative growth at all. Uh, some I do feel like with Gasless, because it's such such an advanced product that's been around for so much longer. Um, the rate at which our growth had been increasing, so second order growth, let's say, has kind of started slowing. So, but yeah, we are still growing quite a bit.
What advice would you give to developers trying to get into Web3, and like what advice would you give to teams like currently building in this bear market?
Divya?
For me, I would say focus focus should not be on this, whether it's bear market or bull market. Focus should be is that we are still early, and what other innovations can happen. Like, we seen these waves, these token waves, these new chain waves, then now NFT waves. So what next wave is gonna be? uh, I mean, that should be the focus, and we should should have started working, building towards it. And for newcomers, I mean, I would say majorly think about, because right now security is becoming more as we are growing, the community is growing. The security aspect is coming into picture more often than we imagined. So how this security can be improved? What is something which we are not doing, something which we should be doing? If newcomers can find that out, help us get there, it will be much better for us.
Yeah, yeah, and just to add on to that, it's definitely the case that you kind of try to identify the waves, try to identify where the space is moving and where you can fit in with your vision and your ideas and with what you want to build. But also that in spite of it being a bear market, there are still opportunities in terms of founders maybe picking up some funding or things like that. It's obviously not as easy as it was a year ago or even 6 months ago, but I think if you are building something worthwhile, you can definitely explore grants from projects like Polygon and even us. And you can definitely explore raising as well, because there are a lot of people in the space still looking to deploy funds for quality projects. So, yeah, like in the bear market, that should be, in fact, more of an incentive to build, because there's less noise and there's less hype, and you can focus on what is truly important for you as a builder.
Yeah, absolutely. You can focus on things that'll make lots of impact, and I think it's incredible that you guys are still hiring right now. Um, that's really good, and definitely, yeah, I encourage everyone to um, look into the Polygon Village. They take care of the grants program for Polygon, and I've dropped all of the links for Biconomy in the text chat. So we got the website, the Twitter page, the Discord, and the Telegram. So everyone knows where to follow up with Biconomy, and I encourage you to do so. Um, Yeah, and I don't really have any other questions. I feel like we've got like a really high level overview of everything Biconomy has to offer, all all its great product offerings. So
Yeah, sure, sure. Yeah, if anyone has any questions, feel free to kind of drop it in the chat, and we can quickly answer. But yeah, it was great coming here to kind of chat with you and discuss about what is going on in this corner of Web3 and how we are tackling things and how we are thinking of the future as well. Because whether it's bridging or overall Web3, we are still very, very early, like Divya said, right?
Yeah.
Especially in bridging, because this is like almost the cutting edge of blockchain technology here. I think a lot of things in this space are going to change in the coming months and years. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of work to be done from everyone.
yeah, absolutely, I completely agree with you there. There's tons to be done, but it seems like we've come so far. But as Sandeep always says, we're just getting started, and fully agree with that. So, anyways, yeah, I really enjoyed having both of you here. Thank you so much for coming out and like telling us more about Biconomy. Really enjoyed learning more about it, and very thankful to everyone who came out today and listened. Appreciate having all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Yes.
guys.
Thank you
Thanks so much.
guys. Bye bye.
Bye, guys. Bye bye.
Awesome. I hope you all have an amazing weekend. Stay safe. Bye now.
Same. Bye bye.